Hello there guys, welcome to another of my videos. So on this video there is lots to negotiate about. So what is next for Lionel Messi after his decision to leave Barcelona? Now obviously yesterday Lionel Messi put a transfer request in. So obviously he does want to leave Barcelona. Now recent reports have said that we have been in negotiations with Lionel Messi's representatives, but I'm very sceptical that he will come to Manchester United. It does actually say that Manchester City are the favourites to sign him. There's also rumours going on saying that he could end up going to PSG. Now Lionel Messi's contract with Barcelona I think expires in 2021, which is obviously next year, and he does have around a €700 million buyout clause. But I think Barcelona did say that this has now expired. Now Lionel Messi has spent the entirety of his senior career with Barcelona. He has been at Barcelona around 16 years. He made his senior debut in 2004. Obviously, Lionel Messi is regarded as the best player in the world. Now, Lionel Messi at Barcelona has won around 33 trophies, including 4 Champions Leagues. He holds a record for the most goals in the La Liga. I think he's got around 444 goals in the La Liga in like 480 odd appearances. I think he's got the most hat-tricks in the La Liga. I think he's got around 36 hat-tricks. And I think he's provided around 183 assists in the La Liga. And obviously, he has won the Ballon d'Or 6 times. I think for Argentina, he has scored around 70 goals in 138 games. But for club and country, he scored over 700 goals. But Lionel Messi is 33 years of age. But Barcelona have accepted, Lionel Messi's decision to leave the club. They've reportedly now revealed their asking price, and they said they want around £200 million. So they won't let him go for anything less than £200 million. But not many teams will be able to afford him. Barcelona did recently lose 8-2 to Bayern Munich. And reflecting on that, Barcelona's manager had got sacked. They've just recently appointed Ronald Koeman in as their new manager. So maybe reflect on that defeat. That's maybe one of the reasons why Lionel Messi has put in a transfer request. And I think there's a few Barcelona players that have also backed Lionel Messi on his decision to leave the club. I think one of them players is Luis Suarez. But, yeah. So, we don't know what his next club is going to be. But I think Manchester City went in for him a few years ago. Now, I just want to talk with you a bit more about Harry Maguire. So, according to Sky Sports, Harry Maguire will keep the captain's armband at Manchester United. I don't think Harry Maguire should remain captain. Like I said to you on my video this morning and my other videos, I think we need to give the captaincy to either Bruno Fernandes or Paul Pogba, because they are the ones that do show fantastic leadership in the team. But obviously, this season will be Harry Maguire's second season at the football club. Obviously, last season was his first season at Manchester United, and I thought he had some good games, Harry Maguire, last season, but he also had some bad games. Harry Maguire is our second most expensive signing, just behind Paul Pogba, because obviously we paid $80 million for Maguire. He's the most expensive centre-half in the world at the moment. But I heard that Solskjaer has recently held talks with Ed Woodward over Harry Maguire at Manchester United, because I said that Solskjaer's got a decision to make on the player. Now, don't forget, Harry Maguire recently got a suspended sentence of 21 months and 10 days following his trial in Greece. He was found guilty of repeated bodily harm, attempted bribery, violence against public employers, and I think there was also another one as well. Don't forget, his lawyer had recently spoke to the Greek court saying that, he was kicked in the legs by the police, and he said that, he was told that his career was over. And Harry Maguire had reportedly said to the police, "Do you know who I am? I'm the captain of Manchester United and I am rich." But reflect on this anyway. Harry Maguire has been withdrawn from the England squad, but it actually, did say earlier on the same day that, Gareth Southgate had named him in the England squad. But there's definitely aspects of Harry Maguire's game that has got to improve, definitely in that. So that's the news on him. Now, I just want to delve into some more news on Jadon Sancho from Borussia Dortmund. So, I think reportedly Manchester United are preparing to put a final bid in for Sancho. Now, Sancho does believe that his transfer to Manchester United will happen, and Borussia Dortmund have agreed this. Now, Sky Sports did recently say that Jadon Sancho's transfer to Man United from Dortmund could be now or never, meaning if we don't sign him in this summer transfer window, then Sancho may never ever become a Manchester United player. Obviously, throughout the course of this Jadon Sancho transfer saga, it has been Borussia Dortmund's asking price that has been the stumbling block, because Borussia Dortmund have said they want over £100 million. I think Dortmund's valuation is around 108 million, and they have been looking for like £90 million up front. I think, it said we was only willing to pay like 60 or 70 million pounds up front. But it does actually say that Sancho has agreed personal terms with Man United, and it said he has agreed a 5-year contract with the football club worth around £340,000 a week. So now we just need to come to an agreement on a fee. Fabrizio Romano, who is a very reliable Italian journalist, he said around 3 weeks ago that negotiations between Man United and Dortmund were at an advanced stage. And he said that Sancho had agreed personal terms and that with Man United. But just after that, he said that talks had broken down due to Borussia Dortmund's asking price. Now, it did recently say we abandoned our chase for Sancho, and until the summer of 2021. But don't forget, Sebastian Kell recently said that Sancho's happy at Dortmund and he will stay at Dortmund. Also, Borussia Dortmund's CEO and sporting director said a few weeks ago that Sancho's staying at Dortmund and the decision is final. But we did miss out on the deadline to sign him, because Dortmund said we had until the 10th of August to sign the player, but we didn't get him, so Sancho decided to go on pre-season with Dortmund. Now, I think over £100 million for Sancho is too much. I think, in reality, he's probably worth about 70 or 80 million pounds. I think he's a world-class player. I've outlined the reasons why I want him at Manchester United is because he's well organised, he's skillful, he can create chances and he can score goals, and he's only very, very young. He's also got a good friendship with Rashford. And I just think, he's enjoyed 3 good years with Borussia Dortmund. Dortmund obviously, paid £8 million for him from Man City back in 2017. So Dortmund got him for next to nothing, but his valuation has persistently grown over the few years he's been there, reflecting on his good run of performances. And I think Sancho's still got a contract with Dortmund, is it until 2022 or 2023? The main explanation why Sancho left Manchester City is because he did not get assured any first team opportunities. Obviously, before he was at City, he was at Watford. He was at Watford from the age of 7 to the age of 14. But we've already made a promise to Sancho that we are willing to offer him the number 7. Obviously, we have got number 7 vacant at the moment, but there again, we've had a lot of good number 7s up and down the generations. If Sancho is sold in this summer transfer window, then I think Man City do get around 15% of the transfer fee, so they do benefit from it. But Jadon Sancho to Man United recently has looked dead in the water. This is the main explanation why we are now looking at a lot of alternatives, because I will make an admission, these much cheaper solutions than Sancho. Obviously, we're looking at David Brooks from Bournemouth, Kingsley Coman from Bayern Munich, Ousmane Dembele from Barcelona, and obviously, we're looking at other alternatives. But if we sign Jadon Sancho, it definitely will be the signing of the summer. I'm surprised that we're not willing to meet what Borussia Dortmund are demanding, because we've spent big on players in recent years. We spent 89 million on Pogba, 75 million on Lukaku, 80 million on Harry Maguire, 50 million for Fred, 40 million pounds for Matic. Paid 50 million pounds for Wan-Bissaka last summer. But yeah. But we need to get Sancho on the board, because, we've already missed out on 2 players under Solskjaer, and that was obviously, Erling Haaland and Jude Bellingham. They both went to Borussia Dortmund. But I've heard Sancho say a few times that if he was to leave Dortmund, his preference would be a move to Manchester United, because I think if he came to the Premier League, he would exceed expectations. But we shall see. Now, I want to give you a bit more news on something else. Now, could Man United's inheritage, history and pedigree cost Ole Gunnar Solskjaer? Now, I think there's around 12, 13 players that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer relies on at Manchester United at the moment. And he should be relying on more players than that, to be quite honest with you. Because we have got quite a few liabilities in our squad. But I think at this moment in time, Solskjaer is in a similar situation to how Jose Mourinho... he's in a similar situation to what Jose Mourinho was in. Because obviously in the summer of 2018, which was a few summers ago now, Jose Mourinho obviously wanted to get a centre-half in. Obviously, he never got a centre-half in, and that was probably one of the main explanations why he'd been sacked by Man United. He just didn't get the players, really, that he wanted to get in. Obviously, there's other reasons why Mourinho got sacked as well, is because obviously he had bad disputes with the board. Obviously, he had bad disputes with our top players. Didn't get on with Pogba, didn't get on with Rashford, didn't get on with Shaw. Didn't really get on with Fred either. And this is why it didn't work out under him. But Mourinho did win 2 trophies in his first season. That was the Europa League and the League Cup. He endured 2.5 years at Manchester United. But so far in this summer transfer window, I don't think Solskjaer's been backed enough, because obviously Woodward and the Glazers have said quite a few times that they are determined to back Solskjaer. Last season, Ed Woodward said a few times that, Solskjaer's job is safe, even though we had that bad period at the first part of last season, when we enjoyed our worst start ever to a Premier League season. But we've been very, very critical of Woodward and the Glazers for several years. Obviously, reflecting on how poor our recruitment policy's been. Woodward's been with us since 2012, and the Glazers have been with us since 2005. But obviously, we know that Solskjaer is looking to improve the squad. The summer transfer window now has been open for over 4 weeks, and we have not yet made any signings. And if we don't make any signings, I think, we are going to struggle this season. And like I've said to this season is the big test for Solskjaer, because obviously this season is going to be his second full season at the club, and he knows that he'll have bigger expectations to exceed. Our expectations this season probably will be to challenge for the Premier League title and to probably, win some silverware, because we've not won a major honour for over 3 years, and that's the first time that's happened in 31 years, and we haven't won out yet in terms of silverware since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer got appointed in as Man United manager. And I think Solskjaer's been Man United manager for around 19, or is it 19 and a half months. But my element of concern as well is that these teams around us that are recruiting very, very well. You've obviously got Chelsea. They've made very, very good signings so far. They brought likes of Hakim Ziyech in, Timo Werner, Ben Chilwell. They're close to getting Chilwell. Havertz. They're going to be getting Thiago Silva in on a free. You've got Liverpool. They recently signed to Sikmas from Olympiacos. Now they're trying to get Thiago. You got Man City. They've signed Ferran Torres and Nathan Ake so far. Tottenham. They recently signed Holberg and got Joe Hart on a free. Arsenal recently got Gabriel Magalhaes, and obviously they got Willian on the free. So this is very, very worrying for Manchester United. And is this the longest we've gone now in a summer transfer window without making a sign? And I think it nearly is, to be quite honest with you. But I'm actually not unsure what our transfer budget is. I think it said at the end of last season that we've got around £140 million to spend. Obviously our pre-season plans are uncertain as well. A lot of uncertainty regarding that. Are we going to be playing any friendlies before the start of the new season? The end of last season, Solskjaer did outline his transfer plans. He instructed our board to go and get his preferred targets. He wants Man United to spend a substantial amount, but Solskjaer has said he wants Man United to make at least 3 signings in this summer transfer window. And Solskjaer's obviously identified the areas in the squad where he does want to strengthen up. But we've got to hurry up and make signings. We really, really have. And obviously, so far at the football club, Solskjaer has made 4 permanent signings and spent just over £200 million. Last summer he brought Daniel James and Wan-Bissaka and Harry Maguire in. And in January, of course, he brought Bruno Fernandes and Odin Igalo in. He obviously brought Igalo on loan. And he's also brought a few academy players in. But this summer transfer window, Solskjaer's 4th transfer window as Manchester United manager. But I don't know if Solskjaer's a foreseeable future for Man United. This season will tell the story if he is the right man. But last season was obviously Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's first full season at the football club. And analysing it, I thought he did quite well. He exceeded most of his expectations. Obviously, we got qualification for the Champions League. And I did say how important Champions League was for our players, attracting players and for the financial structure. We also finished 3rd. And we also progressed to 3 semi-finals. We got to the FA Cup semi-final, the Europa League semi-final and the EFL Cup semi-final. But Solskjaer did say that semi-finals are not good enough. But, the first part of last season, like I said, we enjoyed our worst start ever to a Premier League season. So you wouldn't have even thought Solskjaer would have exceeded any of his expectations. But I'm hopeful that we can get back to being competitive under Solskjaer, and I'm hopeful that we can start winning trophies, and I'm hopeful that we can win a title under Solskjaer. I really, really am, because we have not won the Premier League since 2013. The last time we won it was in Alex Ferguson's last season. Don't forget, we are the most successful team in Premier League history, because we have won 20 titles and 13 of them are Premier Leagues. In the entirety of our history so far, we have won 45 trophies. We've only won 3 trophies since Ferguson's retirement, and that was the FA Cup under Van Gaal and the Europa League and the League Cup under the Jose Mourinho era, and the Community Shield, if you also want to put that into the equation. But, there's a few things Solskjaer's got to do at Manchester United. Obviously, he's got to decide on what players he's going to recommend in this summer transfer window. We've also got to decide on what players we are going to get rid of. Obviously, we are going to get rid of more of the deadwood at the football club. I think we could get rid of up to 10 players in this summer transfer window. Obviously, we're looking to get rid of Jesse Lingard, Andres Pereira, Chris Smalling, Rojo, Jones, Delors. Some United fans will say we need to get rid of Bay. Some United fans will say we need to get rid of Victor Lindelof. As you all know, Sergio Romero is open to leaving Manchester United. Obviously, we're loaning a few young players out as well. James Garner and Dylan Levitt are going on loan. Joe Pereira, he's going out on loan to Huddersfield Town. He was on loan with Hearts last season. But yeah, we sell players in this summer transfer window. Will generate money and it will help us with our rebuilding process. Obviously, I think Dean Henderson needs to be number one goalkeeper for this season. Whether he is or not, I do not know. I think Dean Henderson is now reliable enough to become our number one, because I do believe now that Dean Henderson has got that experience behind him, because he recently endured 2 successful loans with Sheffield United, did Dean Henderson. And he was Sheffield United's player of the season. But I think Solskjaer recently said that Dean Henderson is not yet ready to become number one, and he's looking to loan him out again for another season, but we know he won't be going back to Sheffield United. He did recently say that Dean Henderson is close to signing a 4-year contract on Man United worth around 100 grand a week. This would make him one of the highest paid goalkeepers in the world. It was only last year that Dean Henderson had signed a new £60,000 a week contract. We know though that David De Gea has been our number one goalkeeper for several years. He's been a long servant at Man United. Obviously he's enjoyed like 9 years with the club. I think this season will be his 10th season with the football club. David De Gea has made around 405 appearances for us in all competitions. 300 odd of those appearances have come in the Premier League. But Solskjaer said he wants him to remain number one for this season. But I think David De Gea has had 7 good years out of the 9 years he's been at Man United, because in the last couple of years he has been a liability, reflecting on his calamitous mistakes he has made and all of that. There's definitely still improvements needed at Manchester United. Definitely. I think Solskjaer's got to improve his decision making, because there was a lot of games last season where Solskjaer was very tactically naive, but there again there was some games where he showed tactical flexibility. I think there's still certain players that have got to improve. Maguire's got to improve, De Gea, Lindelof's got to improve. We need to see more attacking intent from Wan-Bissaka. I think there's still aspects of Rashford's game that's got to improve. But there's still definitely players that have got to step up to the plate. I think, there's aspects of our game that have got to improve as well. We've got to be more clinical in front of goal. I think defensively we need to improve. Maybe we need to be quicker on the flanks, and maybe our football needs to look a bit more expansive. But don't get me wrong, I have seen improvements. We've seen an upturn in form since January, because we haven't lost in the Premier League since January, so we are unbeaten in our last 14 league games. I think definitely our recruitment's improved under Solskjaer. I think the way he promoted the youth last season were also very, very good, and we have got a lot of young players coming through. We really, really have. I think the recent young players that got promoted into the senior squad were Ethan Laird and Ethan Galbraith. We've got a lot of good young players. Mason Greenwood, he did well last season. Brandon Williams, he also did very, very well last season. Brandon Williams recently signed a contract with Man United. Also too, a few other young players as well. So yeah, got a lot of good young players coming through at the football club. We had Tahith Chong, but obviously now he's out on loan with Werder Bremen. So they are the positives to take from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's tenure so far. But like I said, Solskjaer is our 4th permanent manager since the Ferguson era. We have sacked 3 managers since the Alex Ferguson era, and obviously that was David Moyes, Louis van Gaal and Jose Mourinho. And we haven't really got the structure to keep sacking managers. Maybe if things don't work out this season, then maybe Solskjaer could possibly be sacked. But I want things to work out under Solskjaer because at the end of the day, he is a club legend. And it is a transition period for Man United, and it's been a transition period for a while. And, don't forget, Solskjaer is inheriting a squad that is worth £700 million, like I've said before. He's inheriting players here from the Jose Mourinho era. He's inheriting a few players here from the Van Gaal era. There's still a few players here. There's still matter here, from the David Moyes era. And still a few players here from the Alex Ferguson era. I think the only players here now from the Alex Ferguson era is Smalling, Jones and De Gea. I think they're the only ones now that are here from the Ferguson era. But the vast majority of this team is Jose Mourinho's. Look at the amount of money we've spent in the last 7 years. We spent £900 million on players. We spent around 67 million under Moyes. We spent 200 million under Van Gaal. He brought around 16 players in. We spent 400 million or just under 400 million pounds on Mourinho. He brought around 11 players in. And under Solskjaer, we spent just over 200 million pounds. But a lot of the players we've recruited in the last 7 years have not been the right calibre players for Manchester United. So, there you go. But I just think it's going to be hard for any manager at Manchester United, to replicate Ferguson's legacy or to last as long as he did. Any manager in general, it will be difficult. Ferguson won 38 major honours at Man United, but didn't settle in straight away, don't forget, because he didn't win out in his first 4 years at the football club, But we'll see. And, Solskjaer, I think, has just got under 2 years left on his contract at Man United. So, yeah. But he's now got that managerial experience behind him. That's good news. Man United is the third club in his managerial career. Before he was with us, he was at Molde. And before he was with Molde, he was at Cardiff. And his, record at Cardiff was absolutely disastrous. It really, really was. But yeah, so anyway guys, that's everything to update you with today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care, God bless, and I'll see you all again very, very soon.